about narcissism later, but that was your waking.
So that was it. And when I got into it, I guess for me the question then became, I know I'm a good person. I know I'm kind. I know I'm nice. How did I end up attracting this person? And I feel like that was the most powerful question I asked myself. How did I attract this person? And in asking myself, how did I attract such a terrible person in my life? I was able to turn the mirror to me. Is it a microscope? I turned it back to me, because it was easier to say this person is this,
blaming
that, and you never really learn from that. But I think the moment I say, no, okay, yes, this person is terrible, like that one is a fact. And how did I attract them? How did I get comfortable enough how did my
to give myself
I think
over?
My consciousness is trying to tell me, look at your energy, because at that point I've not yet understood energy.
And you are energy queen.
And I'm eventually, because now at that point I'm looking, how did I attract this person? That means I'm the magnet, and this person came to me. So now in questioning that, and I'll journal every day, and journal, I downloaded information. I learned about attachment styles. I learned about this, and I got healing from that experience. I healed the inner child.
Yes.
Because I realized the inner child was wounded and attracting
the wrong energy.
I understood myself better. I said, oh, so even when I am a healer, but because of this healing energy, I can attract all sorts of things.
Bring everything.
And so it's me to protect myself. It's me to set boundaries. It's me to cleanse and make sure my energy is
We call it energy hygiene.
Yes. So that was now me learning about that. And then I start to now question. I remember journaling and saying, okay, I'm starting to understand I'm energy. But if I'm energy and I'm created in the image of God, what does that make God? It's a creator. Then I'm like,
yes.
Because now I understood, I breathe in air, it's oxygen, energy. I eat food to get energy. I drink water, it's H2O, energy. Everything was leading me back to energy. And then I remember asking, okay, if everything I'm made of, because I said, I looked at the mind, I looked at my body, I looked at the soul. I said, even the soul is light, but light is energy. I said, if everything I'm made of is energy, and I'm made in the image of God, what does that make God? Then that was the first time I said, God is energy. It's not a he. It's not a person.
Thank you.
It's energy. So now in that moment, thank God I'd done physics. I did PEM. So like,
now
I
you see why I was studying physics the wrong way.
Yeah, every time I would journal, I'm connecting information from what I studied into physics, economics, current affairs, that my mind would connect
in short,
information.
The education system formalized has got what we're supposed to learn as God, so that we can show up as God, but have made it a conception and mentalization,
and it has separated the arts, the sciences,
and the energy that's supposed to vibrate and bring our full manifestation.
So she said it. I was able to get all that together, and it's in that moment. So that's 2018. I remember I felt no ounce of fear when I got that understanding. I was just in a place where there was no time and space.
Yes.
Like I would exist in a man that time.
In short, she's saying what I've always been saying: you are infinite energy, timeless, existent, individualized. When we talk about heaven and hell, it's just an awareness in which we all exist.
So I got an realization of all that. Like I started to understand consciousness, and I'll be honest, you're not getting these things on your own, because you're now getting curious, and curiosity plays a big role. If you're not curious, it's very hard for you to be self-aware or to realize your awareness. So for me, I was always a curious kid, but in that moment I was so curious. So I'm now looking for information. I'm thinking there must be information beyond what I was told or given, which was the Bible and the books that we studied in school. So now I'm looking for that information. When you're ready to look, when you're curious, the information comes to you. So that's when in that moment, I remember between 2017 and 2018,
they call it surrender.
Yes, I started to get introduced to Joe Dispenza, Wayne Dyer, Florence Kovoshin,
Neville Goddard,
my father. I call him my godfather. And my godfather is Neville, and even Wayne Dyer is like, when I listen to him, I feel like we're connected. You know what you were saying about the energetic family that you get? Those people became my family. I got introduced to, there's a lady, she's called Lynn. She's my namesake. I keep recommending her. She talks about self-love a lot. Why is her name getting out of my head? I'll remember it. But yes, I started now to get that information, and with the journaling I'm doing and with the information I'm listening to, a lot of things started to make sense. Now I start to learn how to meditate. I start to download more
Can I
information.
cut you or make sense? Because every time you speak, I know something I want to interject.
Yeah.
We are all individualized life force energy frequency here, having a limited experience to unlimit to show itself.
Yes.
So you are individualized. I've since realized the word making sense is where you get to know that this is who I am as a fracture of God. Until it makes sense in your senses, as you can touch, feel it, then it hasn't become a truth for you, and it wasn't a truth for you.
Yes. So I made sense of the information I was getting to understand myself better. And the more I got onto this journey, the lighter I became, the more healing I got. I remember there was a lot of healing I had to go through, especially from my childhood, because I didn't know how much your awareness becomes a blockage in your progress forward. But I also learned something. I asked, okay, why does the lesson repeat? Because the lesson will keep repeating for as long as you're not learning it, it's going to keep repeating. But I got an awareness that the lesson will repeat until you learn and then transcend it to the next stage.
That's true, but there's also it coming into your conscious mind to deprogram it. Since you became self-aware, is there anything now that you're doing different? I'll start with myself. I started first by stop going to church. Not that there's anything wrong, but then my consciousness was above, and I didn't want to stay in that space where now what we call spiritual ego is coming in. I know more than these people know. And then there's also that easy falling back fear, because fear is an energy, a perverted energy of creation, so it creates a repulsion from you and the source life of God energy. Is there anything that you are now doing consciously different, because you know you're in charge of your presence, your energy, your interaction, and you're only looking more to expanding it in the depths of love, wisdom, compassion, conscious creating? Because these days I'm very careful with my words, because I know as I speak it, I'm actually creating it.
So again, you had asked also about family, so I'm going to answer it with that.
Family
so
too.
The beauty about my experience with family is that we grew up in a very united, connecting family. With its challenges, we had challenges because we've had people who are dealing with addiction in the family, so you get to deal with that. We've had people who have dealt with mental health issues. We get to deal with that.
I think every family has that.
Yeah. And so one thing, and again, the glue to all this is my mother, because despite her being limited to the Catholic Church, her consciousness was expanded beyond the limitations of religion. The things she stands for as principles, that is love.
I was about to say that, because you were talking about her, all I could see it was a resignation. The word was love.
Love and peace. She's the kind of person who will choose peace at every, like even when you feel like, no, you need to get angry, and she says, it's okay. For what? Me, people, you guys, I want peace. And if we can create peace, let's create peace. And so you don't know it, but she instills certain values in you. Because again, she could have chosen to walk away from all the drama that was happening then. She could have chosen to give up. And again, I don't know if I mentioned it to you earlier that we're an extended family, and my parents adopted 6 others. So having to also put us in a place where, there's no difference between you and them. Because again, another parent could have.
But wasn't that love demonstrated?
Exactly. But you then see it
later, oh God, why?
I can't get this. So can I go here?
You couldn't tune off the consciousness that she came with?
We couldn't. Yes. We couldn't. Up to now, she has taught us. So we are really close. It's so funny that despite I
feel it through your photographs and your pictures. I'm like, man,
we're so glad we've been asked. I've had friends who ask, but are you guys really friends, or it's just for that? So because you guys are so close, you'll be shocked. We talk a lot, we share, we work together. She taught us that it was not about resources and money. Where there's love,
there is existence. You see, now just describing your family, that's what all families are supposed to radiate. That's why you see people are looking at you and they're like, how? Because they haven't tangibly experienced love. Because we've been told God is love and we've mentalized it. It does not make sense.
And people grew up
telling, it's an experiential knowledge.
Some people tell my mom, you love those kids too much, that's why you're going to spoil them. And my mom would always say, who doesn't love their child? You're supposed to love your child. Who doesn't? The another thing of like, oh, don't have a child, there's this saying, don't love a child too much, you'll spoil them. But the question is, what's too much love and what's too little love? How do you try to, see how people try to limit love
and condition,
and it's limitless. Like you can't say I'm going
and
to
it's experienced in different ways, but we put it in. If she's
like
married,
it has to be
if she's married, then she's in love.
that.
If she has a kid, no, love isn't.
And Irene, I'll be honest, if there's one thing I've experienced in this life with the family that I have, it is love.
So you go,
So now what happens is this, even when I start this journey and starting to adjust a few things, a few concepts, we will talk with our family. They will show you that we don't understand. You know how someone talks to you but with love, and they say, Irene, I don't understand what you're saying, but it's okay, you're my person. I'll be here. We shall find a middle ground.
Your family has demonstrated the presence of love.
Yes, and the power of it.
I've since learned that a true conversation happens when there's presence. And the only presence is love. And what is love? Potential that has not been defined, and it just wants to be in harmony.
And they will listen to you. They will accommodate you. They don't have to argue with you. They don't have to believe what you're saying,
but they
create space for you. And so what my family has done for me on this journey is to create space for me to explore it. Because many times mom said, Brenda, don't tell me those things, but we're on the table, we are eating together, we're sharing the meal. But when it comes to, she's like, me, I'm a Catholic, you do your things, me, I don't know what religion that is, me, I grew up a Catholic. But again, because of love, she's still willing to have the conversation. Even the next time she'll say, so now you tell me. So now for you, what is, and like she's still willing to have the conversation.
The conversations are coming from the presence of being love first, before she's a mother, before she's a Catholic, before she's a this. And that's where they say love does not fade. It's a frequency. Yes, we all exist in it.
Yes. Same for my dad. Whenever I talk to him about these things and explain, look, this, and then he says, I think you should be a professor. Why don't you go to Makerere and teach these things? But like the fact that he's willing to listen, the other person will be like, take away your nonsense, mate. Don't talk to me about those things.
Because love comes first. As we were speaking, what actually came into my awareness is that people who are already in this space are having a hard time. That's why I had to ask, have time to get out of the closet, because they're fearing to be judged. And the more we keep that conversation in the closet, the lie we have lived for 2,000 years continues to be the presence. Now you experience how your love presence is available at home. The more of us flow from the consciousness that we're all the infinite, limitless love force here, we will, the word is not accommodate, we will be united in diversity. Because I know that you're like me. I am love, you're love. I can't harm you, but I will allow you, because we are all elevating at different understandings. But the more we bring this conversation, that's why I'm having these conversations with you and others alike, because it's like coming out of the closet. We can't keep quiet anymore. When you know that you are the conscious power that creates, you would even create the hypocrite. And you don't want to live, they call it keeping up appearances.
Yes, I don't want to keep up.
I had a challenge with church because I was a preacher girl. I used to preach.
I also used to pray.
But then I got to a point when someone would approach me and say, praise the Lord, it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense.
You're not feeling it.
You're not feeling it. Or and I would go for overnights and people are falling. Like you said, I couldn't fall because I knew I controlled my energy. So I woke up one fine day and I said, I'm leaving church, I won't die. Of course, long story short, nothing happened, because I realized it's where I put my attention is what I'm creating. So these conversations we're having on Soul Talk is to give permission to those who are ready. We're not judging, we don't. If you're ready in that space, come into it and expand, because you can lose it. Fear is equally powerful. The more you expand, the more fear is on the boundary. So if you don't come out of the closet, sucks you in and then you go further.
So so family, that's as far as it goes. We don't have to agree, but a lot of the people in my family, especially the close circles, have started the same journey. They understand all these concepts now, because they are now even open to talking to me, because there are some people in the family who were on the journey, but they would never, like you said, come out of the
Closet.
spiritual closets. But now they're out,
Yes.
and it's me that, you know, when you express and you make your stand clear, it's you that they'll come to. The other thing that my parents did for me is they didn't force me to go back to church when I stopped attending church, because I realized that where I was now understanding and perceiving things was completely going to misalign with some of the things that they're
doing.
They didn't force me. So Sundays would reach, I stay home, and they come back, and we're still happy, we're still in love. But before my mom, of course, when we were growing up, it's Sunday, why haven't you gone to church? You guys don't know how to give it, no, which is good. I thank God she did that, because she gave us that foundation of church.
But then you use that very foundation now
to foundation is what I'm grounded in. So I always tell them that for me, church is not the building. I can have church here. And she always asks me, so how do you fellowship? When I talk to you, mommy, when I talk to everyone, I'm fellowshipping with you. I don't need to go to a building to fellowship. Then she says, so do you read your Bible? I say, yes, I read my Bible every day. Okay, but don't you think you need to meet with other things? I say, but I do meet with you. I meet everywhere I go now. Now you're asking about what has changed. Is I started realizing that I don't need to be in a certain place to show that love, to share the good news, what you're calling the good news, or the good information we've received. So wherever I am, whether I'm at work, whether I'm in the taxi, yesterday I was in a taxi, and the gentleman, you could tell he wants to have a conversation, sitting next to me, an old man, very old man, and I was on my phone and something said, put the phone down.
Just chat.
And I put the phone down, and this gentleman spoke, and we spoke, and I found myself still telling him about self-awareness. I said, Brenda, please, like, self-awareness. What is it? But I felt it was meant to happen.
Yeah, but you see, so what real fellowship is?
You fellowship.
When you embody the presence of love, and that you are, the other is like you, just at a different level, you will approach them from allowance. And that's where we have a conversation. If they're at a lower frequency, you're actually elevating them.
Yes, he kept saying, and I thought, at first I said, now this man is going to ask for my number. He did not.
No.
When I reached my stop, I said, nice meeting you, left.
You serviced his energy.
Yes. So I've seen that has changed, that I stopped waiting for a moment, I became the moment.
Thank you.
And I started
being
to be present. And wherever I am, I also know I'm a healer, so what I do is I like to hug people and share
That's energy transference.
Yes, and share that energy. And when I hug people, I feel their energy, I feel their tension. And sometimes I tell people, because people are not used to presence. So sometimes you hug someone and they're just rushing. I say, no, that's not how we hug. When we hug, we hold the space. You feel this, and so everyone says, oh my God, I love your hug. Sometimes I get texts where I'm like, oh, I wish I could just get your hug. And I tell people, I give the best hugs in the world.
Because you embodied the presence.
So now I don't wait to heal people in a very dramatic way. No, I create presence, I hug you, I hold your hand.
But even the words that you speak.
I speak, and now language. The one thing that changed was language. Because part of the awareness was understanding how language limits our expansion of consciousness and how we create using our words without knowing. And so I'm mindful of the words I use. I've changed a lot of the language. Even now my family, my mom, my sister, they all know, because I'll say, no, don't say that. And I say it gently. I say, don't say it. Take it back. Or I'll say,
because a word is a container releasing a creation.
It creates. And so there are things I had to change. For instance, I no longer say I'm broke. I'll say I'm cashless, because with cash it can come and go, but it doesn't mean I'm broke, or it doesn't mean I'm poor.
It's just that you put your energy somewhere, it's coming, it's in transition.
It's in transition. So sometimes I make jokes and say, oh yeah, you guys, Brenda Lynn, do you have money? I say, I have a lot of money, but it's still in my metaphysical bank, in the metaverse somewhere.
That's how I speak these days.
So my language changed from 2017-18. My language changed. I remember how I healed myself. I used to grow up being told I'm vulnerable, I'm always sick, and even the sickness was. Yes, that's what they would tell me. You know, she's vulnerable. Get her a sweater. Why is she wearing a sweater? And yet, even I realized that sickness was my spirit communicating to my body that this is what is happening. That this is. So I healed that. I reversed that. I healed the falling sick all the time. I realized it was me creating
because it was a spell they had cast over your energy, so your
Yes.
energy was
So
looking
you're
to manifest.
used to it. Yes, I healed them. I used to get terrible cramps. I stopped because I would speak into them. I'd be like, oh, the cramps are coming, but I'm dead. How do you say such a word? I'm like, but why would you say such things? And the spirit, the voice would always tell me, what the voice I would hear would always say, why do you disempower yourself? Why do you disempower yourself? Because you say things about yourself and they're disempowering, and you're like, why do you do that? So the voice, that voice, the higher self, the consciousness, the light that I hear, that we all hear, all of us hear it. It's so gentle, it's so loving, it's so calm. When you give it a chance, it talks to you like a parent, a friend. It says, but Irene, why do you do that?
And that is you.
And that is your higher self. So I learned to also honor that. So I healed myself. I don't fall sick as much as I used to when I was younger. Even now, when I wouldn't say I fall sick honestly, because I don't remember the last time I was in a hospital.
This comes. But you've now learned to deflect it. It's your body giving you
it. Yes, I transmute it back.
Just like what happened to me the other day. My voice swelled up and I just spoke. I said, I knew why it was causing it.
Yes, so you, and also, that this is we feel in our bodies is already communicating that this is in our consciousness. So it's easy. I remember the last time I got ulcers was in 2020 because I reached a point and I said, how can I have ulcers to this point? How can I give something so much power? But also you meet along the way, you meet more enlightened people than you who also remind you. Yes. So I met a priest friend who is also a herbalist, and I remember saying, I have ulcers, and he told me, why are you angry? I said, what do you mean? I'm not angry. I've come for treatment. I've not come for. Said, you know that ulcers are caused by anger?
Yes.
I said, what do you mean? It's like,
yeah, there's something you were silently angry about that you didn't know.
And he said it's prolonged anger. Yes. So you keep things, it's repression actually. What I was trying to explain, what I understood was we repress emotions, and these emotions start to alter the hormones.
They turn into a disease.
They cause
a cancer, an ulcer, heart palpitation,
bacterial infections you keep getting. Yes, the heart palpitation. So all these things come from that disharmony. And the disharmony is coming from the emotions not being processed and expressed. So we end up repressing.
Can I talk something about emotions? That's what I've since understood. Yeah. Emotions is our energy emotion to animate and consciously create. Yes. But because we don't know, we're not self-aware, we don't know who we are, we haven't mastered the energy, it miscreates. Yes. So emotions, as we called it, is supposed to just be a feeling in your energy body. Yes. You feel it, to release it, to create. When we emote, it causes pain and disharmony.
So yeah, that's at least one thing we all got to align on and understand. And the moment you start to understand how the emotions are playing a role in your consciousness, because it's energy in motion and we are energy beings, you now start to reverse certain things just using your mind and your body, because the body has to,
especially here.
Yeah,
this is where your God presence dwells.
Yes, and then you also start to understand that the energy body, which we talk about, the 7 chakras, I've written about that on my platforms. You get to understand how they work and how they are playing a role in moving that energy that is supposed to heal you. That what we call the Christ consciousness, the energy that heals, the energy that Krishna forgives, the energy that loves, because at the end of it all, everything is love. So with that, you become a person of peace, you become a person of love. When people around you, they feel a certain way. Yeah, when people around you, they feel peace, they feel love. And I'm not saying that you will become perfect, no. You will have your moments. You'll have moments when you get these emotions, you get angry, but you forgive quickly. So this is the change, I mean, that one, you learn not to hold on to things, because you realize the effect of holding on to things. And also you learn your mind. I've talked about the mind a lot. I love the mind, because the mind cannot tell the difference between you today, and another person, today and tomorrow. It can't. So sometimes you think, I'm so angry at this person. The mind doesn't know you're angry at another person. They think you're angry at yourself, and so they keep it to you. They keep it to you, and you create that as you manifest that. So what I do is I always forgive. I never hold on to things.
Especially
I never go to. I forgive myself so much. That was painful, but I had to go through that ownership of my life and the role I've played. I forgive others. I never hold on to things. Each day is a new day. Whatever happened, I never go to bed with anger. I never go to bed with sadness.
Empty.
I never go to bed feeling like I'm not good. I don't disempower myself anymore. I empower myself. Even when the moments come, there are times when you come
switch off the energy grid first.
Yes.
Then come back.
When you come back, you know, there are times when you might feel, maybe there's like a boy you like. And then he shows you he's not interested, or he ghosts you. I'm giving an example now.
Yes.
And then maybe you start to feel like, okay, am I not good enough? No, am I not? And then I have to remember, as an energy being, as a spiritual being, as a divine being, you have to remind yourself, you're like, no. Don't make this
Go
about
back and
you.
put on the majestic.
Yes, put on your crown. What do you mean? You're a divine being.
Energy
if
queen.
the person is not looking at you a certain way, let them go. They were not meant for you. Anyway, we are Delulu. So
Okay.
so same for even with like jobs. It's so easy, especially in this economy where Irene talks about service, deployment of service. But I'm trying to show you, like, we are still in this space, in this realm. So what happens is you will still face the same situation, same challenges,
but you rise above them, and you can consciously create.
So you become better at handling the world and life, as
be in the world but not of the world.
Yes. So that's where we are. That's the difference. My life transforms, and I'm telling you, I have peace and love, and I handle life's challenges better. So people see us, they think we don't have challenges, we don't have problems, because we are optimistic. We are always talking about believing, faith. Like, you have a lot of faith. We have radical faith. We have radical love. We have radical peace. So we are radicals in a way.
In a way, we're just aligning with the presence.
And yet we are aligning.
Yes. So thank you so much. The reason why we're having these conversations of soul talk is because it's now my exploration that I want to bring in the conscious awareness that this thing we've called life is a self-driven, self-powered, self-mastery, self-revelation, self-actualizing. And I don't know about your story, but I'm hoping hers can inspire you and mine and many others that I'll bring here, that at the end of it all, it's all up to you. The self, but which self? Not the ego one. The higher self, the one we have demonstrated that is the energy being, the invisible one, the one that is actually animating even the bad things that are happening to you. Yeah. You do the all bad to yourself, by the way, in case you didn't know. But when you become true self-awareness, you become aware also of the self-aware, which is the body, the chakras, things we shall share with her later. When you become aware of how to manage the self-aware, you master that self in this self-aware, embody it, and self-realize your authentic self fully. The God man manifests.
I like the word software.
Software,
You have you have hardware
and
software, but then there's the self-aware.
Yes.
Nice, I love it.
So Brenda Lynn, Energy Queen. You see how she got her metaphysics? She called herself Energy Queen because she is. And each one of you also is an energy being. I don't know what your energy frequency is, but until you become aware of it, you haven't yet shown up authentically. She talks authenticity, I talk authentic living. There's making a living, but there's authentic living too, the higher version. And those are the things we're sharing in this space, so that those of you who are on the edge and are fearing to come out of the closet, because let's face it, the general collective, the hard collection, the hard thinking, the group think, is that we're not God. God is simply the infinite cognitive awareness in which we live and experience ourselves individualized. I prefer to keep it that simple, because I've since realized also language matters. The word God simply means the awareness that creates. So thank you so much, Brenda Lynn.
Thank you for having me on Soul Talk.
And we're going to talk more. She's good at talking about the chakras. I've started I've started realizing them. I wake up in the morning and I feel them in too. Because that's how you feel your energy and stay grounded, so that even when something comes, you're discerned. So thank you so much for appearing on the Soul Talk space.
And keep doing the work.
A place where we unlearn.
It's amazing work. I watch
we listen, we don't judge.
And
I learned something from my master, and I'm going to say this. I currently manifested an ascended master. I currently ascended an ascended master, and I will share his name here. It's called R.J. Spinner. That's the book I was going to share with you. You, like you said, when the student is ready, the teacher comes. When the teacher comes and you become a master, the master goes away. The day I manifested him is when I became confident in who I know I've always been, and that's why I'm showing up here. Those who are ready and are ready to listen to his works, tune in. But for the mind that is still closed, it will be a shocker. But we'll no longer be in the closet. We're coming out because this vibration has to come. We've already shifted into the age where knowingness is doing away with just believing to make sense, the knowledge, self-knowledge. So thank you so much, Brenda.
Thank you for having me, and keep doing the work you're doing. Soul Talk, I follow each and every episode you put out there. And the more of us, the more we come together, the more we do this work, the more we speak about this truth, this light, this love in an expanded way without limiting it to the identities the world has created, the more we're going to be able to work together to make life and to make this world a better place.
My master says, a rising tide raises all ships.
Yes.
So let it be. Thank you so much for tuning in to Soul Talk on Bomba One Radio. It's all about a space for people who desire to know the truth of being so that they live their life authentically and stop making a living but come alive and live authentically. Be sure to subscribe, follow us, and we're just telling a story so that you can retell your story. The power has always been with you. See you in the next edition.